Chapter 1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If you don't collect your brain, I can't help you if you force it on me. The author likes Emperor Wu of Wei very much. Those who don't like it can stop here. The author has discovered a rule, that is, the readers who see this will have a lifetime of everything goes well, prosperity, smooth sailing, successful career, prosperous business, happy and contented, longevity as long as the southern mountains, happiness as the East Sea, surplus every year, a house full of gold and jade, both fortune and luck, 5 blessings, good health, happiness, peace every year, good luck and good fortune. Lin Shuiao, deleted for infringement, Mountain and Sea Realm, Eastern Continent, Southern Yanyu City, Qin family. My life is like walking on thin ice, can I really get to the other side? Chen Xuan said to himself in a simple house. Yes, he traveled through time, and he traveled through time to a novel. Although he was reading a novel like Aubin's high school grades are not ideal, he did not travel to such a world, but instead traveled to a fantasy world, a unique novel he had read a long time ago, and by chance, he became a disciple of the Xianyang sect where the protagonist was, and what's more, he became the senior brother of the protagonist Qin Feng. And as far as he knew, the martial arts practiced by the protagonist Qin Feng was a righteous martial arts that could absorb other people's spiritual roots, so he had always been on good terms with him and avoided him whenever he could, but unexpectedly, Chen Xuan, as an alchemist, still couldn't avoid it. When he was refining the alchemy, he was ambushed by Qin Feng and his spiritual roots were taken away. But because it was the first time Qin Feng ambushed someone, he saved his life and fled in a hurry. Later, he pretended to be an uninformed good junior brother to come and ask about his well-being. Chen Xuan thought about it and couldn't figure out why this was the case. Obviously, his spiritual roots were not outstanding enough, and the object of the protagonist's absorption should not be him, but things have already happened, and he has become a useless person, with no place to stand. Even his master is too lazy to meet him. In his most desperate moment, there is no cheat or golden finger. Chen Xuan, who has lost all hope, does not plan to retire in Xianyang sect. While he is still young, he wants to leave a descendant for himself, so that his trip is not in vain. After all, even if he has lost his cultivation, he has a good spiritual root. If he goes to other families, it is not a problem to marry into the family, so he planned to go down the mountain and never come back. Then Qin Feng also learned the news, and tried his best to invite himself, an experienced third-grade alchemist, to join the Qin family where he was, saying that there was protection. At that time, Chen Xuan had no right to refuse Qin Feng's smiling invitation, so he had to agree. So Qin Feng sent Chen Xuan to the Qin family, and he returned to the sect, but Chen Xuan was not treated well here. Qin Feng was born in the Qin family's side branch, but he was extremely talented and was never tolerated by the main branch. In addition, when Lin Shuiao was pregnant, Qin Feng's father went to a secret place to compete for opportunities, and since then he had no news. Qin Feng and his mother Lin Shuiao have never been well received. It would be a lie to say that Chen Xuan didn't hate Qin Feng, so he thought about how to make Qin Feng suffer. Anyway, he was dead now, so he didn't care whether you were the protagonist or not. Dr. Chen, it's bad, the lady just fainted while walking, please go and see. A maid suddenly knocked on the door outside, her tone nervous. What? Take me to see. Chen Xuan pretended to be surprised, and hurriedly got up to open the door, and rushed to the room where Lin Shuiao was. Since Chen Xuan lived very close to Lin Shuiao, the two of them arrived at the scene soon. What came into view was a beautiful and stunning woman, but she was pale, her eyes were closed, and she lay quietly in the yard. Although she was unconscious, she looked like a sleeping fairy. Her eyebrows were like green feathers, slender and curved, revealing a light and elegant temperament. Her nose was straight and her lips were plump, like a ripe cherry. Why don't you help the lady up? I don't have the strength. Chen Feng glanced at the little maid, only to see that she was skinny and couldn't help Lin Shuiao up at all, so he gave up. Alas, in an emergency, I can't care so much. Chen Xuan sighed, and immediately walked forward, picked up Lin Shuiao horizontally, and held her in his arms. Chen Xuan had been in the Qin family for more than a month, and this was the first time he had contact with Lin Shuiao, petite and delicate, soft as if boneless. This was Chen Xuan's first impression. Then in an instant, a charming body fragrance drifted into his nose, which made him feel moved. The fragrance was fresh and elegant, with a hint of charm, as if it was the unique charm of the woman in his arms, intoxicating. Lin Shuiyao's body was as soft as jade. When close, you can feel the charming breath of her skin. Chen Xuan hugged her tightly, and for a moment he wanted to keep her in his arms forever. Thinking of this, Chen Xuan bit his tongue to make himself sober, and then took Lin Shuiyao into the house. As soon as he put her on the bed, the little maid came over and asked, "Mr. Chen, what's the matter with madam? Why did she faint?" "Don't worry, let me take a look first." After saying that, Chen Xuan pretended to grab Lin Shuiyao's wrist and pretended to take her pulse. After a long time, Chen Xuan let go and sighed. "Don't sigh, Mr. Chen, what's the matter with madam?" "Hey, I didn't expect that madam was infected with cold poison. This disease is extremely difficult to treat. I don't have a better way at the moment. I can only feed madam detoxification pills first, and treat her with my secret recipe to wake her up." Chen Xuan sighed. Then Mr. Chen, please treat her quickly. Madam is unconscious." That the little maidservant was very anxious. She was originally a slave and didn't know what her identity was. By chance, she was bought by Qin Feng and kept at home to take care of Lin Shuiyao. There were only 2 women in the whole family. If Lin Shuiyao had any problem, she would probably be killed by Qin Feng. My detoxification pill and the follow-up. Oh, let's not talk about it. Chen Xuan sighed again. What's going on, Mr. Chen, just tell me. The little maidservant's aunt was about to burst into tears. It's just that this treatment method takes a long time. Chen Xuan lowered his head and whispered to the little maidservant. The latter was silent for a long time after hearing this. Is there no other way? If there is, I won't tell you this way. Then please do it, Mr. Chen. Madam really can't get into trouble. The little maidservant blushed and planned to go out to give the 2 a quiet treatment environment. By the way, I don't know your name yet. Chen Xuan asked. I don't have a name, sir, just call me Xiaozi. The little maid thought for a while and said so. I know, remember to close the door, and don't make this public. Yes. When Xiaozi left, only Chen Xuan and the unconscious Lin Shuiyao were left in the room. Chen Xuan approached slowly and smelled the faint fragrance again, filling the air. Then he couldn't help but lower his head, gently pressed a stamp on Lin Shuiyao's forehead, and then took out an antidote and asked her to take it. P.S. The heroine is slowly warmed up in the front, and the upgrade is slow. After the development in the middle and late stages, she will take off directly. I have studied in the small black room for more than a dozen times, and I don't understand. Kiss me. Chapter 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yes, Lin Shuiyao's coma was caused by Chen Xuan. After 20 years of hard training, all his efforts were in vain. He hated Qin Feng, and the latter dared to take him back to his Qin family. Originally, Chen Xuan was thinking about how to make Qin Feng suffer. After seeing Lin Shuiyao for the first time, countless ideas suddenly emerged in his mind, but these ideas all ended up in the same way, and there was only one purpose, that is, Besides, Lin Shuiyao has a soft body and a good talent for cultivation, but for some reason, she is still a mortal. Maybe the author is too lazy to describe more, or maybe there is some hidden identity. What Chen Xuan knows is that this woman has 2 souls in one body, and the other soul is very important. There is no clue for the rest, who made him travel to a eunuch novel, so he didn't know the subsequent plot, but he knew that this woman was very important. An hour later, Lin Shuiyao snorted softly and woke up slowly. At first glance, she saw Chen Xuan working hard. The 2 were very close to each other, and Chen Xuan's handsome face and star-like eyes sparkled with wisdom. His facial features were distinct and his contours were clear, giving people a sense of calmness and determination. Chen, Mr. Chen. Lin Shuiyao's pretty face blushed slightly. She didn't know how many years it had been since she had such close contact with a man. Madam, you are awake, my efforts have finally not been in vain. Chen Xuan wiped the sweat from his forehead and said. Efforts. Lin Shuiyao tilted her head and looked at Chen Xuan's hand. Ah! Ah! The whole room suddenly rang with the highest high note in the world, but it was immediately blocked by Chen Xuan. Shoo! Madam, don't panic, please listen to my explanation. Chen Xuan covered Lin Shuiyao's mouth and explained hurriedly. Lin Shuiyao's face was flushed, and she didn't hear Chen Xuan's words at all, and she wanted to get up and struggle. Since both of them were mortals at this time, Chen Xuan was a little overwhelmed. Madam, listen to my explanation. Chen Xuan said again, but Lin Shuiyao remained indifferent. Chen Xuan was also angry now, and he was ruthless. He picked up Lin Shuiyao, turned her over, and hit her with an elbow. It was quiet now. Lin Shuiyao was stunned. She looked at Chen Xuan in disbelief, then closed her eyes tightly, with tears in the corners of her eyes, and looked like she was ready to die. Chen Xuan. Looking at Lin Shuiyao, who seemed to have accepted her fate, Chen Xuan still patiently explained to her. Sorry, I misunderstood you, Mr. Chen. After hearing the reason, Lin Shuiyao immediately apologized to Chen Xuan. I'm glad that madam is fine, then I won't bother you any more, and I'll leave first. Chen Xuan clasped his fists and left directly, leaving Lin Shuiyao alone in the room. Mr. Chen, how is madam? Aziz asked hurriedly. Fortunately, I have fulfilled my mission. Madam has woken up. That's good, that's good. Xiaozi also covered her heart with relief. She finally didn't have to worry about being killed by Qin Feng. At this time, Chen Xuan was staring at Aziz. He suddenly found that the little girl in front of him seemed to be very beautiful. Her eyebrows were long like a crescent moon, her eyes were bright like stars, and her lips were small and rosy, revealing a kind of fragile beauty. It's a pity that her body was too thin and couldn't withstand the slightest wind and rain, but in general, although Aziz was too thin at this time, she could vaguely see the potential to grow into a stunning beauty in the future. How old are you this year? Ah. I'm 18 years old this year. Aziz hurriedly said. 18. You are like this. Chen Xuan's eyes flashed with a trace of heartache. This little girl must have suffered a lot since she was a child. At this time, she looked like she was about 14 or 15 years old. What's wrong, Mr. Chen? Nothing, you will come to my place every noon from now on. Yes. Aziz didn't ask any more questions, but agreed directly. By the way, tell my wife later that in order to fully recover, I will need to treat her for a month. Chen Xuan said and left directly. As for Lin Shuiyao, she sat on the bed in a daze after watching Chen Xuan leave. After all, this kind of thing was too shocking for her. As soon as she woke up, it can be said that she had no secrets from Chen Xuan. Why did I faint for no reason? Could it be someone from the main line of the Qin family? Lin Shuiyao murmured to herself. And that hateful Chen Xuan, he actually dared to hit me. As she said that, Lin Shuiyao's face turned red. I can only say that Chen Xuan usually likes sports, especially the big one. Although she was thrashing around, you Chen Xuan, don't elbow yourself. Hey, in the end, it was to save me. He is also a mortal. My son is in the late stage of foundation building. He certainly doesn't have the courage to have any ideas about me. As soon as she finished speaking, Xiaozi walked in. What's wrong, Xiaozi? It's like this, madam, Mr. Chen said that your cold poison needs. What? A month of continuous treatment. Doesn't that mean? Lin Shuiyao was about to faint. Mr. Chen also said that if you don't accept treatment, it will relapse in the future. For your safety, madam, you still have to accept treatment. Xiaozi advised. She actually knew how Chen Xuan treated it, but she didn't dare to say it, so she just pretended not to know. Okay, I know, you go out first. Yes. Watching Aziz leave, Lin Shuiyao couldn't help it anymore and covered herself in the quilt. Ah. At this time, Lin Shuiyao did not have the temperament of a mature woman at all, and she felt extremely embarrassed. After all, Chen Xuan was just her son's senior brother, and she didn't expect that she would be honest with him. No, it was only she who was honest. When she thought of this, she wanted to dig a hole in the ground and crawl into it, but she never thought of giving up treatment. She couldn't die yet, and she was unwilling to die. She still had a deep hatred waiting for revenge. As for Chen Xuan, after treating Lin Shuiyao, he left the Qin family and came to a shop called Wanxiang Baoxian. Although he didn't need external force, it can cure Lin Shuiyao's cold poison, but it still needs to be pretended. At least by some fire-attributed spiritual treasures to show off. The most famous specialty of Yanyu City is the flame feathers on the flame feather bird. This thing may be a little more expensive in other places, but it is extremely cheap here, although the flame feather is only a low-level fire-attributed material and its uses are not particularly wide. It is more than enough to warm Lin Shuiyao's body. However, just when Chen Xuan used his few spiritual stones to buy it and was about to leave, he suddenly heard someone calling him. "Excuse me, are you Brother Chen?" The voice was soft and pleasant. Chen Xuan turned around and saw a very attractive girl standing in front of him. Her appearance was pure and elegant, her eyebrows were like distant mountains, her eyes were like stars, her nose was straight, her cherry mouth was red without any makeup, and she smiled sweetly. Her long hair was like a waterfall, fluttering in the wind, and she was wearing a white long skirt that fell to the ground, like a fairy descending to the earth. Lu Yanqin reference, deleted for infringement. "I am Chen Xuan, may I ask who the girl is?" "I am Lu Yanqin, didn't Qin Feng tell you?" "So you are a friend of junior brother Qin, but I really don't know you, and junior brother Qin didn't tell me." Chen Xuan said. In fact, when he heard Lu Yanqin's name, he already knew who the person was. One of the heroines of the novel, Qin Feng's childhood sweetheart, is a very kind and gentle woman. "Then let's get to know each other. I am Qin Feng's fiancé. Please take care of me in the future, senior brother Chen." No, I am just a useless person now, maybe I still need your help, Miss Lu. As long as senior brother Chen has any instructions, I will definitely help you. Lu Yanqin said with a smile. "Thank you, Miss Lu, but I still have some things to do, so I won't stay any longer, goodbye." After saying that, Chen Xuan was about to leave. If you are too kind to others without any reason, you are either a traitor or a thief. Although this woman is not bad, she must want to get some benefits from him. And he can probably guess what Lu Yanqin wants, so just wait for her to speak. "Hey, senior brother, please stay. Is there anything else, Miss Lu? My sister-in-law does have a request. Please speak." Lu Yanqin looked around, pulled Chen Xuan to a remote place, and then told him about the dilemma she was facing. It was similar to what Chen Xuan guessed. It was a problem of cultivation. The Lu family and the Qin family in Yanyu City are a family of the same level, but Lu Yanqin is not the eldest daughter of the Lu family. She is a collateral branch. Her father and Qin Feng's father are very good brothers. So the two families have been engaged since childhood. However, due to her family background and talent, Lu Yanqin's cultivation is still at the 6th level of qi refining, and she has not made any progress. So Qin Feng went out alone to learn from a master, and Lu Yanqin stayed in Yanyu City. Chapter 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. So this is what my sister-in-law is talking about. No problem. Although I don't have any cultivation now, I still have a lot of experience in cultivation. If you don't understand anything, just come to me. Chen Xuan patted his chest and said. May I ask what your cultivation was before? Just a golden elixir. After saying that, Chen Xuan shook his head and left, leaving Lu Yanqin in shock. That's the golden elixir stage. If he were in Yanyu City, he could be a city lord. Although there is only one level difference between the golden elixir and the foundation building, there are countless people in this world who are stuck at this last step. And brother Chen Xuan is still so young. Although she doesn't know Chen Xuan's real age, after returning to the Qin family, Chen Xuan visited Lin Shuiyao again. At this time, Lin Shuiyao was still lying on the bed. When she saw Chen Xuan coming, her face turned red and she quickly covered her whole body with a quilt. Why is Mr. Chen here again? It's like this, madam. I saw that you were infected with cold poison before, so I went to buy you some flame feathers. You can put them in the quilt to keep warm when you rest. Thank you, Mr. Chen. Lin Shuiyao took out her flawless jade arm and took the flame feather. When Xiaofeng comes back, I will ask him to compensate you with spiritual energy. Yes, Lin Shuiyao didn't have much money. Qin Feng didn't give her spiritual stones when he came back. He also said that he was afraid that the master's family would rob her, so she took them all with him. In that case, I will go back. Madam, when you have time tomorrow, I will treat you. Noon. That's great. After saying that, Chen Xian left, leaving Lin Shuiyao alone in the room. This Chen Xian is quite thoughtful. He seems to be a good person. As if thinking of something, Lin Shuiyao blushed and gave Chen Xian a good person card directly. The next day, Chen Xian came to Lin Shuiyao's house as promised. Lin Shuiyao was dressed neatly, but her face seemed a little pale. Madam, how do you feel now? I feel much better, but the cold poison has penetrated into my bones, and I still feel a little pain. Lin Shuiyao's face was a little pale, and it was obvious that the cold poison was causing trouble in her body. Chen Xian nodded, sat down beside Lin Shuiyao's bed, and began to diagnose her pulse. However, when he touched her skin, the latter trembled obviously. Madam, the cold poison has penetrated into your bones, and it will take a long time to completely eradicate it, but I will try my best to make you recover as soon as possible. In this case, thank you, Mr. Chen. Chen Xian smiled slightly, then took out a pill, handed it to Lin Shuiyao, and put it in her mouth. This is the pill I made when I was still practicing. It is very effective against cold poison. Madam, please relax, I will treat you now. Chen Xian reminded. Lin Shuiyao nodded, took a deep breath, and closed her eyes. Please help, Mr. Chen. The voice was as thin as a mosquito's voice. Then I will be disrespectful to refuse. After saying that, Chen Xian began to treat Lin Shuiyao. In the following days, Chen Xian came to treat Lin Shuiyao every day, and sometimes he would chat with her. Lin Shuiyao also slowly let down her guard and began to share some of her past with Chen Xian. It was just some trivial matters in the Qin family, and she didn't say a word about her life experience. But Chen Xian didn't care. Most of the treatment course had passed, and the relationship between him and Lin Shuiyao became more and more familiar and intimate. After all, he already knew Lin Shuiyao well, in every sense. Soon a month had passed, and Lu Yanxin also came to visit several times during this period. Chen Xian did not neglect it and gave all the guidance he should give. Today was the last time to treat Lin Shuiyao for the cold poison. Chen Xian also felt that the time was almost right. After some preparation, he went to Lin Shuiyao's residence. Mr. Chen is here, please come in. Lin Shuiyao said enthusiastically, and Azi also left with a tactful look. It seems that my treatment is very effective. Madam's complexion is getting better and better. Yes, this is all thanks to Mr. Chen. Lin Shuiyao's eyebrows were curved. Then let's start the last treatment. After today, Madam will be completely cured. Chen Xian said. The last time. Lin Shuiyao felt her heart skip a beat when she heard the news. She had been lonely for too long. It was not easy for her to have a male best friend. Chen Xian. Now that the treatment was about to end, Lin Shuiyao suddenly felt a little reluctant. But she knew that this was necessary, and Chen Xian could not always accompany her. After all, they were people from two different worlds. Madam, are you ready? Chen Xian asked softly, with a hint of warmth in his voice. Lin Shuiyao turned back. Come to mind, nodded. Well, I'm ready. Chen Xian smiled slightly, sat on the bed, and began to feel Lin Shuiyao's pulse. His fingertips touched her wrist lightly, and the warm feeling made Lin Shuiyao feel warm in her heart, but this time, she found that Chen Xian held her hand tightly and did not let go. Chen, Mr. Chen, what are you doing? Sister Yao Yao, I. Chen Xian hesitated, and Lin Shuiyao could not see what Chen Xian meant to her. No, no, Mr. Chen, thank you for your care during this time, but Lin Shuiyao hesitated. There was an indescribable emotion in her heart. She felt warm and a little uneasy. Sister Yao Yao, I like you. From the first time I saw you, I fell in love with you at first sight. Chen Xuan finally said what was in his heart. There will be and only one result today. Chen Xuan, you are. Lin Shuiyao was a little panicked. She never thought that Chen Xuan would have such feelings for her. Sister Yao Yao, I know you may feel a little sudden, but I just can't control myself. Every time I see you, Chen Xuan, don't be excited. I need time. Please give me some time, okay? Lin Shuiyao refused apologetically, but Chen Xuan couldn't give her time. When she reacted, everything would be over. If Sister Shuiyao, you don't agree, then I will leave after the treatment is over this time, and we will never see each other again in this life. Chen Xuan stood up and said softly. After hearing the last sentence Chen Xuan said, Lin Shuiyao felt like she was hit by a sledgehammer, and she was reluctant to leave. In this month, she has long been accustomed to Chen Xuan. She likes to listen to him tell some interesting stories or play some interesting games. Chen Xuan, can we calm down? Chen Xuan smiled slightly when he saw that she didn't refuse. It was clear that he was also moved by her, but she didn't know it yet. Lin Shuiyao also saw this smile, and she was a little confused, why Chen Xuan would smile. Then she got the answer. Well, Sister Yao Yao, since you don't agree, I will treat you for the last time. From now on, I will leave, after the treatment. Chen Xuan, are you really leaving? Ahem, I won't leave. Seeing that you, Yao Yao, are really healed, I feel relieved. Chen Xuan looked at Lin Shuiyao, his eyes full of tenderness and determination. Yao Yao baby, don't worry, I will always be by your side and will never leave you. Lin Shuiyao's heart trembled. She knew that Chen Xuan was sincere, but her feelings for him. Chen Xuan, why are you so good to me? Lin Shuiyao asked. Because. Chen Xuan thought for a while. I don't know why, I just feel that you are someone worth protecting. Chapter 4. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Shuiyao felt warm at the words, and she suddenly felt that her world was no longer lonely. You just say nice words to deceive people. This is just once, but there will be no next time. Lin Shuiyao glanced at Chen Xuan gently. Chen Xuan smiled. What he said now sounds nice, but at that time. How dare you say that you don't have me in your heart? That won't work. Yao Yao baby, you are my wife, and you can't run away in this life. Chen Xuan smiled and pinched Lin Shuiyao's nose. Who wants to be your wife? You are so old, and you don't know shame. Lin Shuiyao's face flushed. She didn't even dare to think that Chen Xuan wanted to marry her. After all, with her status, how could she marry Chen Xuan again? Even if she was willing, the Qin family probably wouldn't agree. Chen Xuan hugged Lin Shuiyao tightly. Don't worry, Yao Yao baby, you will definitely marry me. Lin Shuiyao was too embarrassed to see anyone, buried her head in Chen Xuan's arms, and acted like an ostrich. After Chen Xuan was affectionate for a while, he hurried away. Just because he had just turned on the system. What's the name? The Destiny Multi-Child System. As long as you change the development trajectory that the Son of Destiny should have, you will be given more or less destiny value. And the destiny value can be used to exchange for some items, or draw a lottery. Every time you give birth to a child, you will also be given a lot of destiny value and other rewards. Cut out the attribute panel. Ding, cutting out. Host, Chen Xuan, cultivation, none, constitution, none, kung fu, Xianyang Ju, skills, ice palm, Bajiquan, flame knife, destiny value, none, items, a novice gift pack, some property. Where's my destiny value? Isn't it 3,000? Ding, the destiny value activated the system and has been consumed. The remaining destiny value of Qin Feng, the Son of Destiny, 30,000. Is this number fixed? It's not fixed. It depends on what opportunities he gets in the future. The destiny value will increase accordingly. Is that so? Open the novice gift package. Chen Xuan said. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining the Yinyang Liangyi Ju, 3,000 miles moving talismans, 5 top-grade qi gathering pills, 1-hour golden pill experience card, and auxiliary physique. No, I can accept the previous ones, but what is this last one? Ding, the auxiliary physique has powerful auxiliary functions. Boys should pay attention to protecting themselves when they go out. Chen Xuan. That's it. I don't have any spiritual roots, so I don't need any elixirs you give me. Ding, the spiritual roots have been implanted, please explore on your own. Before Chen Xuan could say anything more, there was a knock on the door. Who is it? It's me, senior brother Chen, Lu Yenxin. It turns out that your sister-in-law is here, please come in quickly, please come in quickly. Chen Xuan opened the door and found that it was Lu Yenxin standing outside. She was wearing a pink dress today, which made her look particularly beautiful, but this is not the point. The point is her pair of slender white jade legs, which are more charming against the pink skirt. The skirt perfectly outlines her graceful curves, and the skin of her legs is like the most precious porcelain, shining with a soft luster. Chen Xuan was a little moved. After all, the time they had been in contact was only a little shorter than that of Lin Shuiyao, and they were already very familiar with each other at this time. But there was only one point that made Lu Yenxin impulsive, and she is not Lin Shuiyao. She has real cultivation, and you can't force it. Brother Chen, I came here this time because of my cultivation. I can't find the breakthrough point. Lu Yenxin said worriedly. Chen Xuan's eyes flashed when he heard it. Hey, actually, you've also discovered that talent is something that is innate. I also practiced hard for more than 10 years to reach the level of a golden elixir, but look at Qin Feng, he will soon catch up with me, and the gap is revealed all of a sudden. Yes, Chen Xuan himself has practiced hard for decades, and he was in his 20s when he traveled through time, so his real age is only a little younger than Lin Shuiyao. But the protagonist of this novel is obviously not as talented as himself, but in just a few years, he is about to catch up with him, which makes him feel very unfair. Little did he know that in the distant Xianyang sect, Qin Feng was also very confused at this time. He was obviously just one step away from the perfect foundation building, and he had already stepped half a foot into it, but inexplicably, he had no inspiration at all, so that he had not gained anything from his 2 months of practice. This is impossible, I have clearly sensed this realm, why can't I break through? Hey, brother Chen, what you said is true that I understand the logic, but is there really no other way? I've obviously worked harder than Qin Feng, why is this happening? There is a way, of course. Chen Xuan pretended to be profound. What? Senior brother Chen, are you telling the truth? Lu Yen was stunned. She didn't expect that, she just said it casually, but she didn't expect Chen Xuan to have a way. It's just that it's not mature yet, so I can't tell you. If it works in the future, I will naturally let you know. Okay, then thank you, senior brother Chen. Lu Yan's eyes dimmed slightly. Senior brother Chen Xuan didn't tell her, so he was naturally not familiar with her. Maybe he would miss this opportunity in the future. After all, her identity is Qin Feng's fiancé, not an important person to Chen Xuan. Do you have any questions about cultivation today? Brother, you have already answered it just now. In fact, I came here today, not to practice, but I have something good to tell senior brother Chen. What good news? I'm all ears. It's just that I have a close friend who has the same cultivation level as me. After learning that I have your guidance, she also wants to come and learn, so she asked me to ask. Lu Yenxin explained the whole story. May I ask who she is and what her name is? The eldest daughter of the Jin family, Jin Ruoyan. Jin Ruoyan for reference, deleted for infringement. I haven't heard of her, but I do know something about this Jin family. Chen Xuan pinched his chin. Because of Lu Yenxin, the Jin family has always been on good terms with Qin Feng, and even gave Qin Feng a lot of resources. However, in the days that followed, Qin Feng hid himself because he provoked an irresistible enemy, which led to the direct destruction of the entire Jin family. But I have never heard of the name Jin Ruoyan. Looking at Chen Xuan thinking, Lu Yenxin thought he didn't want to be so troublesome, and then hurriedly said, "Brother Chen, don't misunderstand, she will naturally not come empty-handed, and what should be given will naturally not be left behind." I don't mean that. If she wants to come, let her come. I have no objection. In that case, thank you, Brother Chen. No, it's just a little help. Just one more thing. Just say it. When I came here, I saw Aunt Yao close the door and didn't come out. Is the cold poison acting up again? Lu Yenxin also knew that Lin Shuiyao was poisoned by cold, but fortunately, after she learned that Chen Xuan took over the matter, she stopped asking about it. After all, Qin Feng had told her that Chen Xuan was once a third-level alchemist. Don't worry, my treatment is basically over. Let her rest for a while. I will go over to check later. Thank you, Senior Brother Chen. I will tell my best friend to prepare. After saying that, Lu Yenxin said goodbye and left. The Jin family is also an opportunity for Qin Feng, right? If I secretly intervene in the future, maybe. Chapter 5. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next morning, Chen Xuan opened his eyes and began to feel his cultivation. Yes, after Chen Xuan regained his life yesterday, he had been tossing and turning and couldn't fall asleep, so he chose to meditate and practice, wanting to try whether he had spiritual roots. After a meditation, the effect was very obvious. The system did not lie to him, and he really regained his spiritual roots. However, it is worth mentioning that his spiritual roots were fire spiritual roots before, but now for some reason, they have become water spiritual roots, and they are not particularly pure, far inferior to Lin Shuiyao's spiritual roots. Now his cultivation is the first level of qi refining, and Lin Shuiyao's cultivation is also the first level of qi refining. After last night's recovery training, Lin Shuiyao still revealed some of her past. As Chen Xuan expected, she was really a cultivator in the past, but because of some reasons, her tendons and veins were broken and she became a useless person. The strongest assistant is indeed very powerful. He actually repaired Lin Shuiyao's body directly, allowing her to practice again. Lin Shuiyao was so happy at that time, and Chen Xuan also took the opportunity to unlock a lot of things. Finally, Lin Shuiyao cried with joy, and the two fell asleep. Chen Xuan got up. Pop, I don't know what the sound is, maybe some expensive red wine was opened, and Lin Shuiyao woke up slowly. Husband, it's still early now, what are you doing up? She asked in a daze. If you don't get up, you will be discovered, little lazy pig. Chen Xuan patted Lin Shuiyao and planned to get up and leave. He didn't care. He mainly took into account Lin Shuiyao's face. It wouldn't be too late to clean up after taking her into the room later. Wu, accompany me for a while. It was obvious that Lin Shuiyao was turned on by some switch, and wanted to pester Chen Xuan all the time. There will be plenty of time in the future, no rush. Chen Xuan said this last sentence and left. After Chen Xuan left, Lin Shuiyao slowly got up, with a hint of happiness on her face. She reached out and touched her lips, where Chen Xuan's warmth was still lingering. This young man, he walked quite fast. Lin Shuiyao smiled sweetly. This time, Chen Xuan not only helped her restore her tendons and veins, but also took care of her body, which benefited her a lot. Although her cultivation level is not high enough now, as long as she is given enough time, she believes that she will be able to restore her previous cultivation level. She had always been very hardworking in her cultivation before. When she learned that she could practice again, Lin Shuiyao didn't even want to delay for a moment, and she had to use all 12 hours a day to practice. But this young man was too clingy, and in the end she didn't even have a little strength, so she had to give up. Although she was more clingy later, it is worth mentioning that Chen Xuan's physique can only take effect when practicing for different people for the first time, and then it will cool down for a week. In other words, except for the beginning of practice, the two of them were studying new life. Lin Shuiyao sorted out her clothes and walked out of the room. She found that her body became lighter and her breathing became smoother. All this was thanks to Chen Xuan, and she was moved. After Chen Xuan returned to his room, he also began to meditate and practice. He now has spiritual roots again. Although his qualifications are not as good as before, it is better than nothing, giving him the hope of longevity. However, after practicing for a while, Chen Xuan frowned. System, why is my practice not effective at all? Ding, there is an effect, but the effect is minimal. I hope the host will plunder more destiny points. What kind of spiritual roots did you give me? Please explore it yourself. After learning that the effect of his practice was minimal, Chen Xuan gave up meditation and practiced, and thought about how to plunder destiny points. After practicing hard all night last night, he barely got 1,000 destiny points. It is estimated that Lin Shuiyao does not have much on her, and she needs to change someone to plunder. So far, Lu Yanqin is the most suitable. It just so happens that she will come to visit later, so I can stimulate her a little. After Chen Xuan rested for a while, he heard a knock on the door. Brother Chen Xuan, I brought Ruoyan and the others here. Them? Are there others? Thinking of this, Chen Xuan didn't say anything and went straight to open the door. Sure enough, there were 5 people standing at the door, 3 men and 2 women. One of the 2 girls was naturally Lu Yanqin, and the other one was very beautiful, with a pair of big watery eyes and a hint of smile on her rosy face. Her figure was also very graceful. Although she was not tall, she had a unique charm. The remaining 3 people, one was wearing a brocade dress, the old man in a robe, and the other 2 dressed as servants, carrying a box of low-level spirit stones, stood in the back. As for why he didn't take the storage bag, it was because the storage bag itself was more expensive than the box of spirit stones. This is... Brother, don't worry, this is my best friend Jean Ruoyan, and the one next to her is Uncle Jean. Uncle Jean learned that Ruoyan wanted to ask you about cultivation knowledge, so he brought people here in person. So that's how it is, but it doesn't have to be like this. Hey, nephew, you're wrong. This matter concerns my daughter's future. As a father, how could I not care about it? It's just a small gift, not worth mentioning. After Jin Dafu finished speaking, he directly ordered the 2 servants to carry the things to Chen Xian's yard. In that case, I will definitely spare no effort to guide Jin, little sister. Chen Xian glanced at Jin Ruoyan, who blushed and lowered her head. That's great, then I won't bother you anymore, uncle, you guys can chat. After saying that, he took the 2 away. In this era, teachers are still respected. Although Chen Xian can't be considered a master, Jin Dafu still did everything he should do, which made Chen Xian feel very good about him. Chen, senior brother Chen, please be more tolerant in the future. Jin Ruoyan blushed and stepped forward. Jin. Senior brother, just call me Ruoyan, it sounds weird to me, little sister Jin. Okay, Ruoyan, don't worry, I will tell you everything I know. The rest is easy to do. For several days in a row, Chen Xian carefully guided the 2 women to practice. At the same time, he quickly became familiar with Jin Ruoyan, and even made some small jokes, but the latter always blushed, lowered her head and didn't speak. On this day, the 2 girls came to practice as usual. Seeing that the time was almost up, Chen Xian stopped hiding his cultivation. Chen, brother Chen Xian, you have cultivated? Lu Yanqin was shocked. Sister-in-law, don't be shocked. This is just the method that I told you before. Now it has been confirmed. My cultivation has only recovered to the first level of qi refining. Jin Ruoyan was confused and kept asking Lu Yanqin. After Lu Yanqin's explanation, she learned the whole story. However, after she learned the news, she also seemed very excited. She directly bypassed Lu Yanqin and said to Chen Xian. I hope brother will tell me the method. Ruoyan can pay a huge fortune in exchange for this method. Lu Yanqin, who was standing aside, looked gloomy. Her family was not like the Jin family. She had no wealth at all. If she hadn't relied on her being Qin Feng's fiancé, brother Chen Xian probably wouldn't have taught her cultivation. Hey, I have figured out a way. but it's really hard to talk about it, so forget it, let's not talk about it. Jin Ruoyan. But I hope the two junior sisters don't mention this to outsiders, otherwise it will bring disaster to everyone. Okay. Although Jin Ruoyan was very unwilling, she didn't ask any more questions because Chen Xuan didn't want to say it. But after returning, she must find out what happened that made a man ashamed to talk about it. Chapter 6. You are listening at novelfull.audio. More than a month passed like this. After practicing with Lin Shuiyao, Chen Xuan received a prompt from the system. Ding, congratulations to the host for the appearance of Bloodline. 1,000 life points, 1 year of cultivation, 1 top-grade Qi gathering pill, and 1 point of root bone improvement. If the bloodline is born, the reward will be doubled. At the same time, open the family system. The more people in the family, the richer the reward. Please continue to work hard. The sudden sound made Chen Xuan a little stunned, and then there was a burst of ecstasy, and he kissed Lin Shuiyao randomly. Yao Yao baby, you are really my lucky star. Ah, husband, what are you doing? Why are you so happy all of a sudden? Lin Shuiyao was stunned by Chen Xuan's reaction. Even when she learned that Chen Xuan had recovered his spiritual roots, she had never seen Chen Xuan so happy. And Chen Xuan was actually wearing it, so this child is the first child in his life, and in this novel world, a child with the blood of the dragon flowing like him. Husband, if you don't tell me, I'll be angry. We have a child, Yao Yao baby. Chen Xuan directly hugged Lin Shuiyao horizontally, happy like a child. What? Lin Shuiyao was so shocked that she hugged Chen Xuan's neck directly. How is this possible? We have been practicing all this time. Chen Xuan smiled and explained, what is there to be confused about? You forgot that you were so sleepless, how could you not get pregnant? That when Lin Shuiyao heard this, she was both happy and sad. She knew that Chen Xuan had always wanted to have a descendant, and now that she knew that she was pregnant, she was naturally full of joy, but due to her current status, if she and Chen Xuan's baby was born, how should she face Qin Feng? Chen Xuan obviously saw Lin Shuiyao's entanglement, and he said directly, don't worry, Yao Yao baby, I will handle it properly. You just need to rest assured and give birth to our child. I think Xiaofeng will understand. Well, I listen to my husband. Xiaofeng is older and will understand me. By the way, how did my husband know that I was pregnant? Lin Shuiyao asked in confusion. The secret cannot be leaked. Okay, but my husband, you have to practice well and strive to make the child have a strong father as soon as he is born. Chen Xuan laughed, of course, for you and the child, I will definitely practice well. Husband Lin Shuiyao was moved beyond words, and Chen Xuan smiled evilly, the distant Xianyang sect. Damn it! This time I spent a lot of money to buy the elixir and take it, why can't I break through? What went wrong? Qin Feng punched the ground, angry. I was waiting for a breakthrough so that I could have a reason to invite my senior sister to visit, but now it's all gone. In this case, I can only use that trick. Why is my senior brother so happy today? Lu Yanqin looked at Chen Xuan, who was grinning from ear to ear, and couldn't help but feel curious. No, it's just a small matter. Humph. If you don't want to tell me, I've never seen any small matter that can make you so happy. Lu Yanqin couldn't help but pout. She didn't know what was going on. Anyway, seeing that Chen Xuan kept everything from her, she felt inexplicably sour and angry. Yes, my senior brother is probably tired, and he actually came back to our class to perfunctorily. I think you should stop asking, Yanqin. Jin Ruoyan also said with a smile. Chen Xuan couldn't help but look at the girl sideways, and found that the latter playfully winked at him. After more than a month, Jin Ruoyan has regarded Chen Xuan as a close senior brother who can talk about everything. She is not like Lu Yanqin, who needs to deliberately keep a distance from Chen Xuan. Lu Yanqin was even more unhappy after hearing what Jin Ruoyan said. Her little mouth was pouted so high that a soy sauce bottle could be hung on it. That's right, I just asked, what's wrong? Lu Yenqin said angrily, brother, if you don't want to tell me, forget it, I don't care. Okay, it's my fault, it's my fault. Chen Xuan looked at the angry Lu Yenqin and couldn't help laughing. This girl couldn't hide her thoughts. Lu Yenqin glared at him and said dissatisfiedly, you know you are wrong now, what did you do earlier? That she stopped talking immediately after she finished speaking. She also realized that she had gone too far. However, Chen Xuan didn't care at all, but directly released his cultivation, which had reached the 3rd level of qi refining. Master, brother, you. Lu Yenqin and Jin Ruoyan were shocked and speechless. A month ago, Chen Xuan was only at the 1st level of qi refining. After only a month, his cultivation had already reached the 3rd level. So all their years of cultivation had been in vain. Senior brother, how did you do this? Could it be that the method you mentioned before? That's right. Now I have figured it out, so I can focus on improving my cultivation. But you have been with us for the past month, and I haven't seen you practicing anything. This is the domineering part of that method. Chen Xuan said lightly. At this time, Lu Yenqin walked in front of Chen Xuan and bowed. Please tell me the method of Yenqin. Yenqin will keep it secret and won't leak it. And, there is also a great gift. Yes, senior brother Chen Xuan, Ruoyan doesn't want to miss this opportunity either. I hope you can help me. Jin Ruoyan saw Lu Yenqin's posture and hurried over to bow. You too. What can I say? It's really hard to say. Chen Xuan looked at the 2 women who were bending down, and felt that his eyes were stabbed by some scars, and then he moved his eyes away with great willpower. Heaven knows, earth knows, you know, we know, I, Lu Yenqin, hereby make a vow of Tao heart, if it is leaked to anyone other than Ruoyan, I will never make any progress in my cultivation for the rest of my life. There is still a way of heaven in this world, so the cultivators dare not violate the oaths they make. Ruoyan is the same. Jin Ruoyan looked strange. She had already asked some ants, and the only things that men find difficult to talk about are size. However, for the opportunity that is close at hand, she still made up her mind to ask the truth. What if it is not? Looking at the 2 determined women in front of him, Chen Xuan smiled and gave the answer. In fact, this method is to focus on one thing. Focus on one thing. Lu Yenqin widened her eyes, full of questions. It is, he. Brother, you, how can you do this? Jin Ruoyan's face was also red. She and Lu Yenqin were the same age, both 21 years old, so they knew what they should know. But there are so many couples, and their cultivation is not all. Buddha said, it cannot be said. Chen Xuan was extremely mysterious. Lu Yenqin and Jin Ruoyan looked at each other. They had never expected that the method Chen Xuan mentioned was actually this. Okay, you know now. This is impossible for you, so you should concentrate and practice down to earth. Lu Yenqin lowered her head and said nothing. After a long time, she blushed and pulled Jin Ruoyan away. She was Qin Feng's fiancée, so it was impossible for her to have any action with Chen Xuan, but Jin Ruoyan, who was pulled away, had a strange light in her eyes. Chapter 7. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Another 3 months passed, and Chen Xuan's cultivation level did not move at all. It was because, in the early stage, he could no longer practice with Lin Shuiyao, while Lin Shuiyao could practice meditation by herself. At this time, her cultivation level had surpassed Chen Xuan and reached the 4th level of qi refining. The Meidezi also had a very comfortable life these days. 4 months ago, Mr. Chen asked her to come over every day. It turned out that he was cooking for her and letting her eat some nutritious food. Later, he didn't even need to take care of Lin Shuiyao. She was arranged far away and had nothing to do. After a few months, she actually gained weight and became more beautiful. Husband, don't listen. It's only been 3 months, and there is no movement. Lin Shuiyao looked at her little husband helplessly at this time. She wanted to practice well but couldn't. At this time, the bored Chen Xuan was bending down and putting his ear against her lower abdomen, trying to listen to the movement of the child. Hee hee, I'm just idle and have nothing to do, so I just want to listen to our child's movements. Chen Xuan stood up with a smile and said to Lin Shuiyao. Lin Shuiyao rolled her eyes at him, then took out a pill and handed it to him. Husband, you should be able to break through after taking this pill. Is this Qi gathering pill? Chen Xuan was stunned and took the pill. How did you get it? I left it when I was still practicing, but later I couldn't open my own storage bag because I didn't have the cultivation, so I put it there. So that's how it is, but this pill is of no use to me, I've tried it. After saying that, Chen Xuan took out a top-grade Qi gathering pill from somewhere. Is this a top-grade Qi gathering pill? Lin Shuiyao exclaimed. Look at my brain, if you didn't remind me, I would have forgotten to take it out for you. Chen Xuan took the pill and stuffed it into Lin Shuiyao's hand. Lin Shuiyao wanted to refuse, but Chen Xuan patted her and left directly. He was afraid that he could not control himself and produce some bad consequences. This young man. Lin Shuiyao rubbed her buttocks, but her heart was sweet. The luckiest thing in her life was probably meeting Chen Xuan. At this moment, she was even happier than ever. Not long after Chen Xuan walked out of Lin Shuiyao's room, a Z came running all the way. No, it's bad, Mr. Chen, the people from the main branch of the Qin family are here. The main branch of the Qin family? What are they doing here? Chen Xuan was slightly puzzled. After all, in the plot of the novel, it is usually after the protagonist comes back that the protagonist group will be harassed by the villains. They should be in a quantum state at ordinary times and only exist when observed. However, for Chen Xuan, the enemy of the enemy is a friend. If possible, he really doesn't want to fight against the Qin family. But if they dare to provoke him and Lin Shuiyao, there will be no discussion. I don't know, but I think there are a lot of them. Otherwise, let's hide. Aziz said timidly. No, I want to see what they are here for. Chen Xuan pulled Aziz over and walked over alone. Although he was only at the third level of Qi refining at this time, he had prepared a trump card for himself before he was abandoned. If the Qin family dared to be presumptuous, let them taste the art of explosion. Chen Xuan soon came to the front yard and saw the Qin family members sitting in the yard. There were many people from the main line of the Qin family, led by Qin Mingho, the head of the Qin family, and behind him stood the elders of the Qin family and some family descendants. Their arrival made the whole courtyard seem a little depressed. Chen Xuan walked forward calmly. Hello, Mr. Qin, I wonder what you are here for this time. Qin Mingho sat on the chair, staring at Chen Xuan with his eyes, making people feel like they were seen through. But Chen Xuan was calm and composed, without any pressure at all. You must be Chen Xuan, young friend. Nice to meet you. Qin Mingho grinned, his old face wrinkled like a chrysanthemum. Chen Xuan. Young friend Chen, don't misunderstand. We are not here to cause trouble, but to discuss important matters. Qin Mingho touched his beard. Chen Xuan thought about it, and it was right. Generally speaking, it is some supporting roles without even a name who will come up to provoke the protagonist first, and finally beat the younger ones and then the older ones, layer by layer, but this time it was the head of the Qin family who came directly, obviously with some intention. Just say it. I heard that you were once a great cultivator in the Jindan period, but lost it for some reason. How did you know? Chen Xuan frowned. This kind of thing, even if it was Qin Feng, it is estimated that he would not tell the people of the main line of the Qin family. At most, he would vaguely tell the Qin family that his senior brother stayed at his house and should not come to cause trouble. Don't worry, my friend. This matter was said by the head of the Jin family, Jin Dafu, after drinking. We just know it. We have no ill intentions in coming here. Then the head of the Qin family can just say what he wants to say. No need to be polite. Then I will say it directly. I want Chen Xiaoyu to give some advice to the younger generation of my Qin family. Qin Mingho pointed at the Qin family members who followed him. There is no way. Now in the whole Yanyu city, his Qin family is the bottom of the four major families. Among the young generation, only Qin Feng, a side branch, was selected by the big sect. And the rest of the young generation, none of them could break through to the foundation building stage, which made him very worried. He didn't have much time left, and now seeing that the entire Qin family was about to fall, he had to do something about it. My friend, don't rush to refuse. If you like anything in the Qin family, just tell me. My Qin family. I think you should shut up, old man. How your Qin family treats Qin Feng is clear to my Lu family. As Qin Feng's senior brother, how can Chen work with you? A rough voice came. Lu Tianlin, you have no right to speak here. Who let you into my Qin family? Qin Mingho saw the visitor and released his own perfect foundation aura. Your guards from the impoverished Qin family can't stop me. Since your Qin family came here first, I guess you, Mr. Chen, have already known your purpose. I won't say much. My Lu family can also offer the same conditions as the Qin family. But I still want to remind you that the main branch of the Qin family abused your good junior brother Qin Feng from childhood to adulthood. I think they are not good people either. And my Lu family. Shut up. Lu Tianlin, I think you are tired of living, and you dare to plot against us on my Qin family's territory. Qin Mingho was furious. Lu Tianlin smiled and said, why? I am telling the truth. I, Lu Tianlin, have never been afraid of your Qin family. Come on, old man, today I will let you walk out sideways. Chen Xuan looked at this scene, but his heart was as clear as a mirror. The Qin family is the last of the four major families, and the Lu family is the second to last. The two families are equally matched, so they are both vying to let me teach some of the younger generations. Please don't quarrel. I was asked by junior brother Qin when I came down, I must take good care of Yao Yao, I must take good care of his mother, so I'm sorry, Master Lu, I can't go to your Lu family. Lu Tianlin frowned and was about to say something, but was interrupted by Chen Xuan. But you can let the disciples of the Lu family come to my side to study, I have no objection, and the same is true for the Qin family. My friend is still thoughtful, I have no objection. Lu Tianlin laughed after hearing Chen Xuan's suggestion. Friend Chen, this. Qin Mingho wanted to say something, but finally shut up. Although Chen Xuan's doing this will also make the Lu family stronger, the two families are weak now. If they can unite through Chen Xuan in the future, it may be better. It's just the tuition fee. Chapter 8. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tuition. That's easy. It's nothing. Don't worry, I'll give you everything you deserve. Lu Tianlin said generously. Since the head of the Lu family said so, I won't remind you anymore. Then I'll go back and let those kids get ready. Goodbye. After that, Lu Tianlin left. Only Chen Xuan and the Qin family were left in the whole yard. Husband, Chen Xuan, are you okay? At this time, Lin Shuiyao suddenly rushed out, walked to Chen Xuan, and looked him up and down. Oh, what can happen to me? The head of the Qin family is discussing something with me. Chen Xuan held Lin Shuiyao's hand and comforted her, however, when he touched the latter, Lin Shuiyao trembled obviously. It was obvious that she didn't expect Chen Xuan to be so bold and hold her in front of so many people from the Qin family. No, then you have to be careful. Lin Shuiyao blushed with shame, and returned to her room again after saying this. After she recovered her cultivation, she also had a trump card. I wanted to scare Qin Mingho, but I didn't expect that they were not here to cause trouble. Master Qin, can you please have a word with me? Of course, no problem. Qin Mingho immediately took Chen Xuan to a secluded place. I wonder what request does Chen Xiaoyu have? Well. Chen Xuan hesitated. Chen Xiaoyu, just say it. I want Lin Shuiyao to leave your Qin family. I don't quite understand what you mean. My request is very simple. I want Lin Shuiyao. This. Qin Mingho hesitated for a moment. Chen Xiaoyu, it's not appropriate for you to do this, right? He instantly saw through Chen Xuan's intentions. He didn't expect that such a dignified young man would have such thoughts. Master Qin, let's be frank. If you are willing, I will naturally not treat you unfairly. The Qin family can provide 3 more places, and I will teach you carefully. Chen Xuan knew what Qin Minghe was thinking. It was nothing more than that the conditions he gave were not enough. Since Mr. Chen said so, I won't say anything more. Let's do as you wish. But I hope you can take good care of Lin Shuiyao and don't let her suffer any grievances. Qin Minghe looked righteous. Don't worry, Mr. Qin, I will take good care of Lin Shuiyao and will never let her suffer any grievances. Okay, then I agree to let Lin Shuiyao leave the Qin family and leave her to you, to take care of. Qin Minghe nodded. Thank you, Mr. Qin. You're welcome. This is what I should do. By the way, please ask the Qin family to arrange a wedding for Lin Shuiyao and me in a week. I plan to marry her immediately. That is no problem. But Mr. Chen, if you want me to let the entire Qin family celebrate for you, right? Then add another place. Okay. Qin Minghe smiled like a chrysanthemum again. After Chen Xuan and Qin Minghe separated, Chen Xuan returned to the yard. While they were talking, they had already completed the deal with Lin Shuiyao. Seeing that Lin Shuiyao's belly was about to grow bigger day by day, he couldn't let her have no status, and the marriage had to be done. Not long after, Lin Shuiyao walked into the yard. Husband, what do you want to talk to me about? I have to practice to restore my cultivation later. Lin Shuiyao approached and asked in confusion. Chen Xuan informed Lin Shuiyao of his deal with the Qin family. Husband, what you said is true, concubine, can I really marry you? Lin Shuiyao hugged Chen Xuan excitedly. Although she kept calling him husband, she always felt that Chen Xuan was probably just talking. After all, he was still Qin Feng's senior brother, and the resistance in this was imaginable, and she always felt a little inferior in her heart, thinking that she was so weak that she was not worthy of Chen Xuan. But she didn't expect that her young master really wanted to marry her. Of course it's true, our wedding will be held in a week. Chen Xuan touched Lin Shuiyao's head and said with a smile. After hearing this, Lin Shuiyao fell directly into Chen Xuan's arms, tears flowing out uncontrollably. She felt like she was dreaming, and couldn't help but hug Chen Xuan tightly, fearing that she would wake up from her dream. Okay, don't cry, you will become a little cat if you cry again. Chen Xuan patted Lin Shuiyao's back and comforted her softly. Lin Shuiyao wiped away her tears, raised her head, looked at Chen Xuan, and smiled. Husband, you are so good. Silly girl, if I don't treat you well, who else can I treat well? Chen Xuan pinched Lin Shuiyao's little face. Yeah. Lin Shuiyao nodded heavily, then suddenly blushed and lowered her head. That, husband, you just said, that, I still don't understand a little bit. Which one? Chen Xuan looked at her in confusion. Lin Shuiyao, is there anything she doesn't understand? That's, oh, my husband, you are so bad, I won't pay attention to you anymore. Lin Shuiyao ran away shyly. Chen Xuan looked at Lin Shuiyao's running figure, stunned for a moment, then reacted, couldn't help but laugh, and chased after her. Qin Minghe, with a group of Qin family elders and disciples, returned to the place where the main branch lived. Grandpa, do I really want to worship that kid as my master? A young disciple came forward to ask Qin Minghe. Qin Minghe glanced at his grandson, and said with regret, it's not because you, a stinky boy, have no future. Until now, you are not as good as Qin Feng, a side branch with no resources. Otherwise, I would be like this. Qin Shou lowered his head and said nothing. Although he was very unhappy in his heart, he could not find any reason to refute. Then Qin Minghe sighed and said, alas, there is nothing we can do about it. Since Chen Xiaoyu has agreed, we have no choice but to do so. But, Grandpa, I really can't accept this. Our Qin family is one of the 4 major families in Yanyu City, but now we have to worship a young boy as our master. This is simply a shame. Shut up. You little beast. Qin Minghe kicked Qin Shou away. Don't go tomorrow. If you annoy Chen Xiaoyu, he probably won't teach you with all his heart anymore. Now, you go back and face the wall for 10 days. Grandpa. Get lost. The Qin family just watched Qin Shou leave in disgrace, and no one dared to stop him. Qin Mingho's eyes flashed with helplessness. Hey, I know you are all a little unconvinced, but there is nothing we can do about it. Now our Qin family has fallen to this point. If we don't seek a breakthrough, we will be swallowed up by other families sooner or later. And Chen Xiaoyu was once a Jindan stage master. Although he has lost all his cultivation now, his knowledge and experience are definitely urgently needed by our Qin family. We are not looking down on Chen Xuan. After all, he was once a Jindan master, but the relationship between him and Qin Feng is. An elder spoke. You little ghosts, go back and get ready. I want to discuss it with the elders. Qin Mingho dispersed the younger generation. I don't think the relationship between him and Qin Feng is good. Why, patriarch, he is the senior brother invited by Qin Feng himself, how can the relationship be bad? Yes, patriarch, you don't know that little bastard Qin Feng, usually in our Qin family. The elders were puzzled, and some even began to count Qin Feng's crimes. Because, not long ago, Chen Xiaoyu asked me for something. Qin Mingho told everyone what Chen Xuan wanted. The entire Qin family's meeting hall was silent. After a long time, someone finally reacted. Master, are you saying that Chen Xuan is a sex-hungry ghost who has set his eyes on Lin Shuiyao? Then Chen Xuan will be Qin Feng's father. But what if Lin Shuiyao doesn't want to? Someone asked. Are you stupid? Does this kind of thing require Lin Shuiyao's consent? What we say is what we say. That's right, Chen Xiaoyu is also a member of the Xianyang sect. Little Qin Feng, I'm afraid he doesn't dare to touch him. And if he marries Lin Shuiyao, he will naturally become our ally, and we don't have to worry about Qin Feng anymore. An elder came out to analyze. Okay, there's no need to talk about this anymore. Chen Xiaoyu will marry Lin Shuiyao in a week. You should prepare well in the Qin family so that you can give Chen Xiaoyu face. Qin Mingho ordered everyone. Yes. By the way, if any of you have a beautiful cuckoo, you can send her to Chen Xiaoyu. If she takes him into your account, I will give her another reward. The elders looked at each other, and finally left the meeting hall together with their own thoughts. After everyone left, Qin Mingho muttered to himself, could it be that Chen Xiaoyu doesn't like young people, but... Chapter 9. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At noon the next day, Chen Xuan swaggered out of Lin Shuiyao's room. Now that the two were about to get married, there was no need to hide anything. They would know sooner or later. Instead, Zi was shocked. She couldn't figure out why Chen Xuan would walk out of his wife's room at noon. She didn't see Chen Xuan go in the morning, however, Chen Xuan didn't say much. Instead, he rubbed Zi's little face and walked away, leaving Zi in the wind. It was already noon, and the people from the Qin and Lu families had probably been waiting in his yard for a long time. It would be better for him to show up. As soon as he walked into his own small yard, Chen Xuan heard someone arguing inside. It was the people from the Qin and Lu families. What they said was too ugly to be heard. It had reached the stage where it couldn't be released. Why are you making so much noise? Can't you let others sleep in the middle of the day? Chen Xuan walked in and criticized those people one by one. He looked around and saw that there were 15 people in total, 10 from the Qin family, 5 from the Lu family, and 2 more from Lu Yanqin and Jin Ruoyan. Master, you are here. Stop, I am not your master, I just guide you to practice for a period of time, don't make a big deal out of it. Yes, Mr. Chen is right, we were abrupt. When the people from the Qin and Lu families saw Chen Xuan coming in, they all bowed and saluted, and no longer dared to make loud noises. As for why there were no troublemakers, it was because the troublemakers were not allowed to come. Chen Xuan nodded, looked at some cultivation resources in the yard, then sat on his chair, looked at everyone, and said lightly, tell me, what's going on? Mr. Chen, it's the people of their Lu family who are too arrogant. They insist that my Qin family is not as good as the Lu family. We naturally can't tolerate it, so we had a dispute here. I hope Mr. Chen can forgive me. Fool. It won't work if you quarrel like this. Chen Xuan suddenly felt distressed. You have to fight. Both sides were stunned. They thought that Chen Xuan was going to say some great truths, but he didn't expect that he would let them fight first. Okay, you guys pick your own opponents, fight in pairs, I'll watch and give you some pointers. Except for Yanqin and Ruoyan, it's not nice to see girls fighting. Then Chen Xuan lay down on the chair and prepared to watch the show, but at this time Jean Ruoyan came over and apologized with her head down. Chen, senior brother Chen, it's all my fault, my father is so outspoken. It's okay, look at the spiritual stones all over the floor, I've made a lot of money. Chen Xuan stepped forward and touched Jean Ruoyan's little head. The latter's cheeks were red, but she didn't dodge, letting Chen Xuan stroke her gently. In fact, Chen Xuan hadn't seen the two girls for a while. After all, when practicing, most of the time he was in seclusion. Once Chen Xuan gave instructions, he would start his own seclusion. Since I talked about the art of focusing on practice last time, the two girls rarely came over. But the strange thing is that if the two girls come over, they basically come together, and never come alone. If Jean Ruoyan heard Chen Xuan's true feelings, she would definitely complain about Lu Yanqin. She didn't dare to come, but she had to drag me to not come. Lu Yanqin has a fiancé, but Jean Ruoyan doesn't. Senior brother Chen Xuan is so handsome. Time flies, and it's afternoon in a blink of an eye. After Chen Xuan gave instructions one by one, he asked everyone to go home. If there is anything they don't understand, just ask. He was still in a hurry to discuss the marriage with his wife, and this news would definitely not stop Qin Feng. When he came back in a rage, he would have to make some countermeasures, but after everyone left, not long after, someone turned back. I say Ruoyan, you are not at home at night, what are you doing here? Senior brother, you are going to get married? Jean Ruoyan's voice trembled. Yes, I am getting married. Chen Xuan looked at the lovely woman in front of him and answered calmly. But the person you are going to marry is Aunt Yao. Yes, I have liked Yao Yao for a long time, and we are in love with each other, so we decided to get married. But brother, I have. Jean Ruoyan blushed, lowered her head, and said hesitantly. She didn't know how to speak. Seeing her reaction, Chen Xuan immediately understood what she meant. It turned out that she was interested in him. Then I don't have to be so scheming. The resources that the Jean family provided to you, Qin Feng, now belong to me. And the eldest lady of the Jean family is also very attractive. Thinking of this, Chen Xuan couldn't help but reveal a wicked smile. But in Jean Ruoyan's eyes, this smile was the joy of getting married, and she couldn't help but feel even more sad. Unconsciously, tears actually fell. The tears started to flow down, and she cried, "Brother, I know this is too much, but I don't want you to get married." "Why, shouldn't you bless my brother?" Chen Xuan approached and slowly hugged the curvy Jean Ruoyan into his arms. But I just don't want to see you get married with someone else." Jean Ruoyan burst into tears. "Why? Ruoyan, do you have any feelings for me?" Chen Xuan put his lips next to Jean Ruoyan's ear and asked softly. I don't know." Feeling the heat from Chen Xuan's breath, Jean Ruoyan finally sobered up a little, but it was a little too late. The lamb had already entered the tiger's mouth. Chen Xuan held Jean Ruoyan's shoulders with both hands, pushed her away a little, and looked at Jean Ruoyan affectionately. "Are you really not interested in me?" Jean Ruoyan was sober at this time, but looking at Chen Xuan's affectionate eyes, she couldn't say the words to reject him. Then, she found that Chen Xuan's handsome face was getting bigger and bigger, until it blocked all her escape routes. After a long time, the two separated. Jean Ruoyan looked at Chen Xuan shyly, and she didn't know what she was thinking. Chen Xuan looked at Jean Ruoyan with satisfaction. He didn't expect that there would be a surprise. He would take down this attractive and delicious Miss Jean so quickly. Ruoyan, what's going on with us now? People, I don't know. Jean Ruoyan lowered her head, but her heart was a mess, and she couldn't tell the east, west, south, and north. Senior brother doesn't want to separate from you, so you marry him, okay? Yes, in the world of cultivation, polygamy or polyandry is very normal, and this is the only point that Chen Xuan doesn't complain about. Chapter 10. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next morning. System, are you saying that Jean Ruoyan is the heroine? Chen Xuan asked the system in his heart. Ding, yes, she has the luck of the heroine, and she is closely related to Qin Feng, so she is judged as the heroine. I see, it seems that there is some plot that I don't know about, and the rubbish author didn't write it there. What is your husband thinking about? Jean Ruoyan suddenly hugged Chen Xuan, asked with her cheek against his chest. Nothing, some things about cultivation. Husband really didn't lie to Ruoyan, but you gave me the Xianyang sect skills. Will the Xianyang sect? Jean Ruoyan was a little worried. Don't worry, your husband still has connections. Chen Xuan said casually. In fact, what he gave was not the Xianyang sect skills at all, but... He. Husband is really amazing. Jean Ruoyan looked at Chen Xuan with admiration. Hey, no, it's spilled. But my Ruoyan is a little genius that only appears once in 10 years, I really can't tell. Chen Xuan rubbed Jean Ruoyan's little face. Jean Ruoyan's face flushed instantly. It's all because of you, my husband. I'm ignoring you. Okay, I'm wrong, but it's morning now, is it really okay for you not to go home? It's okay, I ran away secretly, as long as I sneak back to my room. What if Yanqin comes to find you now? She should have received the news that I'm getting married, and maybe she will gossip with you. Yeah. Jean Ruoyan's smiling face froze. No, I have to go back quickly, come back later. After saying that, Jean Ruoyan quickly dressed up and limped back. This girl. Chen Xuan laughed, but he also got up, washed up, and came to Lin Shuiyao. At this time, Lin Shuiyao had also gotten up and started to prepare breakfast. After all, her cultivation is still shallow, and she still needs to eat in the qi refining stage. My husband is here. Did you sleep well last night? Lin Shuiyao asked Chen Xuan with a smile, as if she meant something. It's okay. Haha, Chen Xuan laughed, but Lin Shuiyao gave him a gentle look. My husband usually comes to accompany me and the children every night, why didn't he come last night? Well. Seeing Lin Shuiyao staring at him, Chen Xuan still told her everything. The girl from the Jean family is excellent in all aspects, but her spiritual roots. Jean Ruoyan is just a mixed spiritual root, with a slightly more gold attribute, that's all. So Lin Shuiyao is a little worried about whether she can accompany Chen Xuan to the end in the future. As for Chen Xuan's desire to take another wife, she is not jealous at all, mainly because she can't handle it alone sometimes. And if she doesn't let him take a concubine, maybe others will say that she is a jealous woman. This is absolutely not possible. As for her own status, stop joking, a little girl is no match for her, come back in a few hundred years. Who knows what will happen in the future, don't worry about it. Chen Xuan hugged Lin Shuiyao. Okay, then you must practice well, don't experience life and death when the time comes. Got it. After talking with Lin Shuiyao for a while, Chen Xuan went to teach the disciples from the Qin family and the Lu family for a while, but today, Lu Yanqin seemed depressed. On the other hand, Jean Ruoyan was laughing heartlessly. Because she is now at the 7th level of qi refining, Lu Yanqin, her best friend and rival, is still standing still at the 6th level of qi refining. Brother Chen, can I talk to you in private? Chen Xuan looked up and saw that the person coming was Lu Yanqin. Of course, Sister Yanqin. Chen Xuan replied with a smile. Lu Yanqin walked to Chen Xuan and stopped. Chen Xuan looked at Lu Yanqin, smelled the faint body fragrance around, and his heart moved slightly. She was the first heroine to appear, but she had very few scenes, so she was definitely not the first heroine. But she has a stunning beauty, a rare beauty, especially her long legs, which makes people. Chen Xuan's eyes unconsciously fell on Lu Yanqin's legs, and he couldn't help but feel a little moved. Lu Yanqin noticed Chen Xuan's gaze and her cheeks flushed slightly. Chen, senior brother Chen, what are you looking at? Chen Xuan came back to his senses and smiled awkwardly. Nothing, junior sister Yanqin, do you have anything to tell me? Yes, it's about you and Aunt Yao. I've heard about it. Lu Yanqin's emotions were a little excited, but this can't be blamed on her. A good senior brother may become her father inexplicably in the future. Anyone would find it difficult to accept, right? And she herself is also with senior brother Chen Xuan as the relationship is very good. So it's this matter, is there any problem? Yao Yao and I are in love with each other, so we just want to get married. Chen Xuan said the same line when facing Jin Ruoyan. You. Does Qin Feng know? Have you told him that he will? Lu Yanqin's face flushed, and she really couldn't say anything. Oh, if you don't talk about Qin Feng, I forgot about it, and I haven't notified Xiaofeng yet. I have to tell him quickly so that he can't miss the grand ceremony of me and his mother. As for Xiaofeng and I, we talk about our own things. I call him junior brother and he calls me dad. Lu Yanqin pointed at herself in shock. Then, what about me? Of course, we talk about our own things, but you haven't married Qin Feng yet, so we can call each other senior brother and sister. Chen Xuan said. Lu Yanqin secretly breathed a sigh of relief, and she didn't even notice it herself. Okay, what else do you want to ask? Lu Yanqin remained silent. She still wanted to know whether Lin Shuiyao was willing or forced, but she had no way to ask in front of Chen Xuan. Even if she was forced, she couldn't stop it. Okay, since everything is fine, let's go back. I should also go to do my own things. I will get married in 2 or 3 days, and the focus must not be on this. Lu Yanqin didn't know how she got out of it. Since she met Chen Xuan, he had never driven her away, but now. Hey, what's wrong with you? You look so lost. Did your senior brother bully you? Jin Ruoyan looked concerned. No, my senior brother didn't bully me. Lu Yanqin hurriedly explained. Then what's the matter with you? What's the matter? My senior brother is going to marry my future, how can you feel good? Why don't you two talk about your own things? It won't affect you. Jin Ruoyan pouted. Yes, it doesn't affect me. Lu Yanqin repeated, but she still couldn't be happy and felt very uncomfortable. That's right. By the way, how did you break through to the 7th level of qi refining? When I asked you just now, you were hesitant. I don't know, anyway, I broke through like that. Jin Ruoyan blushed, she really didn't know how she broke through. She was dizzy at the time. She did whatever Chen Xuan asked her to do, and then she broke through after she came to her senses. Lu Yanqin stared at Jin Ruoyan for a while. Your breakthrough this time is very strange. No, this is all my usual accumulation. I broke through to the 6th level of qi refining before you, why didn't I accumulate to the 7th level of qi refining? Ah. Then I don't know, ha.